Hey everyone, Rabbi Nate DeGroot here from Chazon Detroit, Associate Director, Spiritual and Program Director. I'm here to wish you a happy Sukkot and to teach a little bit about the holiday and especially local Lulavim. So we know that Judaism is rooted in nature, in the environment, and in the natural world. Our creation story begins in a garden. Our Torah is given in the wilderness on a mountain. We tell time by the sun and the moon and the stars. We used to make sacrifices of wheat and other grains, and we brought our first fruits, and we made animal sacrifices. We let the earth lie fallow once every 7 years for Shemitah, and our holiday cycle corresponds to the growing seasons, the harvest times, and our relationship to the land. And perhaps no holiday more embodies this connection than Sukkot. Immediately after our high holidays, we launch into Sukkot, named after the temporary dwelling structures, the booths that we build and that we eat in, and sometimes that we sleep in. These rickety structures that require us to leave space enough in the ceiling or the roof above so that we can still see the stars, but not too much room so that we still get some shade. These structures that are open on one side so that we are exposed to the elements, these structures that symbolize the huts that our agrarian ancestors made and set up in the fields so that they could harvest all day long when the earth was yielding its greatest bounty and not have to come inside to stop. Or maybe these structures that our ancestors erected as they were wandering in the wilderness. This is our fall harvest festival. All the fruits of our labors from the previous year, from the most recent high holidays, Chag HaAsif, Sukkot, the festival of ingathering, as we gather up the fullness of our harvest and turn inwards for the winter. And then there's the Lulav, 4 species that we bundle together and shake all around us, north, south, east, and west, above and below, to try to will the rain to fall from the sky. We remember that this tradition was started in a dry, arid desert region where receiving rain was the difference between crops growing or wilting, living or dying. This rain was sustenance, allowing our people to survive. Today, we still shake and we walk in circles chanting, and we beat our willow branches into the ground, and we alter our daily prayers, all to ask for rain. Us Jews are deeply connected to the earth during Sukkot. In fact, our rabbis say in the Talmud that when we shake the lulav and etrog on Sukkot, quote, the trees of the forest sing with joy. So that got us at Chazon Detroit to wondering, what are the conditions that might allow the trees around us to sing with the greatest amount of joy during the holiday season? For a typical Sukkot, the United States imports upwards of 500,000 lulavim from Israel and Egypt so that we can construct our traditional lulav bundles using the familiar palm fronds, willow, myrtle, and citron, all species that grow in the Middle East. This combination of species has become so definitional that most of us probably don't even consider that a lulav could be constructed any other way. But the original text is not so clear. In the Torah, in Leviticus 23:40, where we're first introduced to the 4 species, the text simply says, "On the first day, you shall take the fruit of beautiful trees, fronds of palm-shaped trees, branches of woven trees, and valley willows, and you shall rejoice before Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, your God, for 7 days." Nowhere does it determine at its linguistic core the particular species that are to be shaken. That was a later rabbinic interpretation and discussion, and a tradition that has been passed down to us. So then, returning to our original question, what are the conditions that might allow the trees around us to sing with the greatest amount of joy? Importing 500,000 lulavim from over 6,000 miles away could produce an estimated 50 metric tons of carbon pollution. Does that add to the joy of the singing trees? Shaking a bundle of plant life where only one of the 4 species, willow, grows in Michigan, does that make for joyous tree singing? What we asked and what we hope that you will ask and experience for yourself this Sukkot is, what would it feel like to harvest species that grow nearby and shake a lulav bundle made from those plants? What would it feel like to shake a local lulav bundle that pays homage to Michigan's local plant life? while honoring the Torah roots of the Lulav instruction. On Sukkot, we shake the Lulav to bring down rain from the sky, to water our crops and give us new life come spring. Do we think we'll be able to conjure more rain with plants that are foreign to this soil, or plants that were once rooted in this soil? This year, we made our local Lulav bundle out of 4 local species that correspond to the traditional ones. For the tall palm frond, or the tamarim, we are using Phragmites, a common wetland reed. For the woven myrtle that looks like eyes, we are using sumac. We're using the branches and leaves from the sumac tree. For the willows, we're using willows, which grow right here in Michigan. And for the etrog, the fruit of the beautiful tree, we are using a local Michigan apple, our pride and joy. All of these combined create the 4 species of our local Lulav bundle. So what do you do with it? Well, you shake it. You hold the Lulav bundle in your right hand, and you hold the etrog, the apple in this case, upside down, or rather with the stem up, in your left hand, and then you say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, Eloheinu melech haolam, our God, ruler of time and space, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, who sanctifies us through the commandments, al netilat lulav, of shaking the lulav. Then you turn the apple upside down and shake, shake, shake. So you shake in front of you, you shake to your side, to your other side, behind you, above you, below you. And by doing that, you have fulfilled the commandment of shaking lulav. Thanks so much for participating with us this year, and our hope is that when you shake your local lulav over the holiday season, both you and the forest might sing with joy. Thanks so much.